Sports fans, do not miss our latest weekly series on art.com called Rookie Report. There today, you'll find a terrific article about Brandon Ingram, a fantastic companion to this Go-To Moves. And let's welcome back Bard College head coach Adam Turner, who's on the show for his popular Go-To Moves series. If you haven't seen his videos on Damian Lillard and Dwayne Wade, plus a host of others, check them out.
Welcome back for another edition of NBA Go-To Moves. This is our rookie edition. We're going to kick it off by taking a look at Brandon Ingram, a guy who struggled a little bit in summer league and preseason, but has the game to be an NBA superstar. This first move we're going to take a look at is his between-the-leg hesitation move, a move he used a ton last year at Duke, and we've already seen him starting to use it a little bit this year. And it's really simple. He puts it between his legs to freeze the defense, and then he just simply reads when he hesitates. And if the defender doesn't bite, doesn't jump, he's going to go by and get all the way to the rim. This is a move he really uses mostly right to left. You will see it occasionally going back the other way. It's a great move for him because he has the ability to develop a little hesitation jump shot off of it, which we haven't really seen yet. But when he does that, it's going to be even more deadly. Here you're going to see him go hesitation. Now when the defender bites on it, he has the ability to also cross back over and be a reading machine and really read the defense constantly. The second move we're going to look at is the spin finish and spin dribble. He does them both. So really simple move. You know, we all learned this one at a young age. Ingram, I think, really uses it effectively, and he's constantly reading the defense when he drives. And so when he drives, he's not the quickest player. He's going to get cut off by a quicker defender. But what he does is when his drive gets chested, like you see here in this clip, he has that ability to drop step off it and now use his ridiculous length to get all the way to the rim to finish. Okay, the second one we're going to look at is his spin dribble. And the only difference here is when he gets chested now at about 10 to 15 feet where he can't spin and finish, he just simply spins, dribbles one more time, and gets all the way to the rim. So as we check out these other ones, you'll see it chested at about the free throw line, keeps the ball on the floor through the spin, and now he's able once again to get to a dangerous spot instead of just shooting a little turnaround jump shot. With his lack of physicality early in his NBA career, this is going to be a move he's going to be forced to do a lot. He's not going to get all the way to the rim with his dribble, so he's going to have to use more of that finesse 10 to 15 foot spin move. Next is his right shoulder turnaround jumper. This is a move that a lot of good big shooters have. I think you have to have this one to be successful. Dirk, KD, all have this move in their package. He's going to be forced to use this one a lot because once again, his drives are just going to get stopped because of his lack of physicality, too far out for him to get all the way to the rim constantly. And so he's going to have to use that turnaround a bunch. And then the other one I think you're going to see him use a lot his rookie year is this lefty pull-up. In college, he could really get deep with this one because he could be more physical. We're going to see him shooting this shot probably from the 15 to 20 foot range on these pull-ups, but it's a deadly one. He likes taking one or two bounces to his left hand and then rising and firing and using that length to get his shot off. This is one that I featured on a Klay Thompson episode we did earlier. This is a slow square up three. So the way this one works is you're going to catch it, and big shooters usually are the ones who we see using this, and they're going to just peek at the ground like you see him doing right here. And then he's going to slowly square through, and if you don't step up, really all the way in his bubble, you're leaving him too much room to get his shot off at 6'10" with a 7 foot plus wingspan. This next move is a really simple one, but a good one. It's a high face rip, and so instead of a low rip down around your knees, you're going to see Ingram do this a lot. He's going to bring the ball, across the defender's face. He's going to use the technique of breaking the defender's arm to open the door and then attack on his drive to get all the way to the rim or into probably at the NBA level, you're probably going to see him pulling up somewhere in the mid-range more early in his career. This is a move that plays to bigger wing strengths because they're just higher from the ground. Defenders are going to be able to get under them, so this is a great move that's going to bring you over the top. One of the last things we want to look at is just playing through contact. So this is something that Ingram was great at in college. He could drive, initiate contact, back defenders up, and really clear space for those pull-up jump shots, spin moves, and as you're seeing on a couple of these clips, even just finishes at the rim. I think NBA scouts saw him playing through this sort of contact and really liked that, and they thought even though he was a skinny guy who wasn't physically developed yet, he's not scared of contact. This is something that early in his NBA career, we really haven't seen him have much success with, and it's going to be vital to him being a great NBA player. It's definitely going to happen for him in his career, but I think one of the reasons he's struggling compared to some other rookies early, much like guys like Tracy McGrady or even Kevin Durant, who scored a lot his rookie year, but you didn't see him get to the rim as much, is because this type of physicality that worked in college, you see on these clips right now, these are NBA defenders, that same physicality that was working in the first few clips just doesn't work against NBA level guys, right? He drives, lowers his shoulder, and there's just nothing given there. He's being forced into, tougher, less efficient shots. He's not getting the same sort of easy layups he was getting at the college level. NBA defenders just aren't giving. He's being forced to hit shots like that one. The other thing you're seeing is him driving, and his length was just so dominant in college, and now with 7'2", 6'11" on the court pretty much at all times, he's not able to make the same sort of reads in the paint that he was. The last thing I want to take a look at is just, I'm going to show you some clips of Kevin Durant's rookie year here. And one of his primary weapons when he was a little bit too weak to get all the way to the rim consistently or get into his, prime scoring range now, which is 5 to 10 feet, he had this hesitation pull-up, right, where he'd hesitate, kind of freeze the defender and then use his length to rise up over the top. It's something that Ingram has a ton of potential to develop, but up until this point in his career, we haven't seen it. We didn't see it in Summer League. We haven't seen it in the preseason. And even if you flash back to the college game, he really did it in the mid-range and only occasionally. This is something that is a must develop for Brandon Ingram, and I think he needs to develop it quicker rather than later. One of the main reasons we saw Kevin Durant be able to average 20-plus points a game his rookie year, second year, was because he had this go-to weapon that no one could stop. Right now, Ingram doesn't have that. You can see he's got the baseline of the shot, but in college, he really only took it from about 10 to 15 feet. This is a shot he must shoot from college three-point range, out to NBA three-point range in order to give him a weapon that doesn't rely on being physical or being able to back defenders up and use his body. Ingram is going to be a superstar in the NBA. He has the skill set and the game, along with a level of athleticism and length that just can't be taught. Right now, early in his career, expect him to struggle, much like a guy like T-Mac did early in his career, to just adjust to the level of physicality that it takes to be successful in the NBA. When he figures out the physicality by, one, adding some weight, just getting used to the physicality of play, expect Brandon Ingram's game to take over and make him really one of the best 10 to 20 players in the NBA. And if he really excels and works extremely hard, I expect even much more from him down the road. This has been Adam Turner with another edition of NBA Player Go-To Moves, and we'll be back with some more rookies soon.